Hello everyone and welcome to a new ranking I have on the channel. I'm your host Adam and today I'll be ranking all the rivals from the Pokemon anime of Rivals of Ash. So throughout Ash's journeys through Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos and Alola, he's encountered a fair amount of people which he will consider as rivals. What I class as a rival is a character that Ash fought more than once and has appeared at least 10 episodes before the league of that region starts. So, with that being said, I narrowed it down to 17 rivals. And just so you're aware, Richie, Harrison, Tyson, Tobias, and Virgil are not counted in this ranking because they were all either introduced one episode before the actual league started, or or in Virgil's case, before the league arc, I guess, even started, but it was one episode before it, so it doesn't count. Richie came in the league, so also doesn't count. But I will say, Richie had a good friendship with Ash, just not what I would class as a rival. He can be counted as one, but I'm not going to though. So that leaves 17, as I said, so let's get right into this. Remember, this is my opinion, so if your opinion is different, please in the comments below who your favourite rival is. And without any further ado, let's get into this. 17th place, we have Trevor. Now, Trevor was one of Ash's rivals in the Kalos region. And honestly, he is the weakest. He has, from what I remember, he has a Charizard at his disposal, as well as an Aerodactyl and Florges. So a rather good team. But with the few appearances he made throughout the series, and then ultimately being beaten in the first round of the league by Alan, obviously not a good rival if he gets the shaft quite a lot. So unfortunately, I had to give Trevor 17th. 16th place is Tierno, also Ash's rival in the Kalos region. And up until before the 6th gym, I think it is, or maybe before the 5th, I'm not sure. Before Sawyer was introduced, this was Ash's main rival. Because he battled Ash a fair amount of times throughout the journey, and also he didn't get beaten in the first round, of the league. But Tierno did get beaten by Sawyer, so like Trevor, didn't get beaten by Ash in the league, which is what I'm kind of obsessed about. But Tierno is slightly above Trevor because I find him to be more memorable. I like his whole battle strategy of just having Pokemon that could dance, Ludicolo especially. And he has a Blastoise, so I need to give some credit there for having a starter which is normally second best, which it is statistically and popularity wise. 15th place we have Cameron. Now, oh god, I just remembered who he is. I just remembered who he is. He is Ash's rival in the Unova region, and honestly, the one that I hate the most. I just put him above Tiano and Trevor because he appeared way more times than him and has a better team than them. But Cameron was introduced a fair amount of episodes before the league started, shortly after Ash got his 8th badge. Cameron was on his way to get his 8th badge from Marlon. He won. Then we haven't really seen him until the league, in which we just got proof that he's an utter idiot, because he thought he just had to show up to compete. Okay, rather simple. And he inflicts self-pain on himself by stretching his headband and letting go, so it hits him just to think of an idea. Most of the time it doesn't work, so okay. And then probably the most infamous thing about Cameron is that he fought a full battle. It's a 5-on-5. So for the full battle he had against Ash, instead of a 6-on-6, it was a 5-on-6, and he still won. I don't care if his Riolu evolved during that battle. I call BS the fact he won that. He should not have won it. 14th place we have Bianca, also Ash's rival in the Unova region, and I believe, yep, Ash's only female rival. And she's a bit scatterbrained, but ultimately is an alright rival. Appeared way more times than Cameron, so better, naturally. But that's pretty much it. I think it's the fact I don't like her in the games, and her personality I find a bit annoying in the anime. Just adds on to the fact, I don't like you. 13th place we have Trip, also from the Unova anime. And Trip is essentially a Control-C, Control-V version of Paul. It's like that meme template, which is like, hey, can I copy your work? Yeah, just make some changes so it's not exactly alike. His copy, Paul. Copied, copy, Trip. So, a lot worse. And it is, I need to say, Trip is a terrible rival. And I would put him higher if he did good in the Unova League, but all he did was pretty much lose to Ash in the first round after constricting Pikachu's airflow, which I admit is alright but kind of bad, but not a good rival. 12th place we have Morrison. Now this is Ash's rival in the Hoenn region, and I think all I can say about Morrison is that he... I'm trying to think of what to say, but the only thing I can say about Morrison is that he's just an idiot like Cameron. He's obsessed with foods like Ash. He's essentially like a Hoenn counterpart to Ash. And, but he is a unique rival, so that's something. But I don't remember much of him. And like I said in my last video, I haven't watched much of the Hoenn anime, so I don't even know whenabouts he got introduced in. I just know when I saw the Hoenn League, he was introduced before that because they clearly recognised him. 11th place we have Barry. Now I was actually contemplating on whether to put Barry here, but I ultimately decided to, even if I don't remember any battles Ash had against Barry. I do remember they had a bit of competitiveness against each other, especially when they were so hyped for their Sinnoh League battle with Barry against Paul and Ash versus Nando. No, Ash versus Conway I meant, not Nando. But I don't remember any battles between them, and if they did, I wouldn't be surprised if Ash won. So 10th place is Stefan. Now, his name is spelled as Steven, but no, it's Stefan. So, okay. No one gets his name right until the Unova League, which I find a bit amusing. And out of all of the Unova rivals Ash had, he is the best because he appeared frequently, actually gave Ash a challenge with each battle, and has a Liepard, makes a Pokemon that seems kind of bad actually rather good. 9th place we have Nando. Now Nando was introduced at the start of the Sinnoh region anime, like Paul was, and I liked his concept, the fact he couldn't decide between contests or gym battles, and I liked that he had specialised in bug and grass types, rather underrated types in my opinion. Unfortunately he got eliminated in the first round of the Sinnoh League, but he went against Ash, and Ash has that plot device of main character doing good until the final rounds. So yeah. 8th place, Conway. Now I don't know why, but I actually like Conway due to how interesting he is, because he never sticks to the same Pokemon per battle. He always goes with different strategies to try and overwhelm his opponents. However, he got over-predicted by Ash and plot convenience says Ash wins. 7th place is Hal. To me, Hal seems more like a games rival than an anime rival, but since he did appear before the Alola League started, and he had a good battle against Ash, a couple actually, I decided to give Hal a place on this list. So Hal is 7th. The only Pokemon we see him use in the anime is Alolan Raichu. That was not against Ash, though it was against Principal Oak's Alolan Exeggutor, and Dartrix that evolved into Decidueye. That's all we pretty much see of Hal. 6th place we have Kiawe. Now this is the only one of Ash's school friends that is on this list as well, because he even said himself in the anime that Kiawe says his only rival is Ash until Gladion came in. And I'm not going to argue. I think Kiawe is a great rival, very high-spirited, and can be protective of his little sister every now and then, which is still hilarious. Anything else to say about Kiawe? I think it's just due to the fact that he's always fired up, and the quote he does every time he uses Z move I like a lot, and I constantly repeat in my head on a daily basis. 5th place we have Gladion. Now Gladion is easily the best rival of the Alola League, and the makers of the anime knew that because they made Gladion come 2nd place in the league. And it was clear to see why. He had a great team, being Silvally, Umbreon, Lycanroc Midnight Form, and of course Zoroark. I would have liked to see probably a bigger team, because I would have wanted to see the final battle of the Alola League be a 6-on-6, but a 3-on-3 is fine. Anything else to say about Gladion? Not really. I just liked that he seemed very reserved, I guess, when he was first introduced, but when he got to know Ash, he's like, okay, yeah, I guess you're cool. Yeah, so, yay. And Gladion is a great character overall, in my opinion. 4th place is Gary, the rival to Ash in Kanto and Johto. Now in Kanto, from what I know, Gary was kind of a dick. Very condescending on Ash, and not the nicest of rivals. But when he got to the Johto League, Johto anime, I believe he was a bit more mature, I guess. And that's all I can say about him, but he just matured, he got that nostalgia factor to him, and there's one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, he had one of the greatest battles against Ash in the early times of the anime, being the Ash versus Gary Johto League battle. The one battle, or one of few, that Ash didn't use Pikachu for. And now it's a 6-on-6, so that's saying something. 3rd place, we have Sawyer. Now, I put Sawyer here because originally I was going to put him much lower if this list came out before the end of the Kalos anime. But I decided to put him in 3rd place because of how much he developed into a great rival. He had Sceptile, so yay. And he built his team around Ash's Kalos team to try and counter it. And even though it nearly worked, it didn't, unfortunately. But Sawyer turned, in my opinion, what was a rather bad rival into what was, and still is, a great rival, in my opinion. And it's actually what a couple of my friends tried to do with me and another one of my friends, try and build a team around our teams. And unluckily for them, it doesn't work out as well. But luckily for me and that friend, I actually class that friend as the number 2 spot. And I'm not going to say his name because I know he won't be happy with me saying his name, so I'm not going to say it. But the friend I'm talking about, I class as the number 2 spot rival. And that's Alan. If he's watching this, he knows exactly who I'm talking to. He knows exactly how I'm talking to him or something. Yeah. But Alan, I find to be a very interesting rival. Great team, well, he had a great team and had access to Mega Evolution, and definitely Ash's best rival in the Kalos anime, especially compared to Tiana and Trevor. Um, I find him to be a very interesting character actually, and to have that Mega Evolution special spin-off thing based around Alan and his friend. I can't remember her name. I'm not even going to attempt to try and remember because I definitely can't remember. But it was interesting, and then that final battle that Ash had against Alan, even though it wasn't a free passer like another battle was with Ash against another rival, it was still a good battle where it had Mega Charizard X versus Ash Greninja, and even though it had the type advantage, Greninja lost. I was so annoyed with that. But as time went on, I grew to get over it, and I got over it actually when Ash won the Alola League, so yay! First place, of course, is Paul. Now, I don't have any friends in real life that I will compare to Paul, because, no offense to my friends watching this, they don't deserve to be compared to him. Because Paul has no respect for his Pokemon unless they do what he wants them to do. And he trains them to the absolute extreme where they could possibly just collapse and die on the spot. There's something else I'd like to say. And with the fact that pretty much every side character in that anime, said that Ash and Paul is like two hearts joined as one kind of thing. I'm picturing it more like a yin and yang thing, but yeah. But I think the main reason why I had Paul at number one and have to have Paul at number one is that he's by far not by far. He has the best battle against Ash. And even for now, it's still a great battle. In my opinion, there's one more battle which is better than that one, which is a 4-parter battle. But this 3-parter battle was a great one, and kind of wraps up this whole Infernape arc that Paul's Chimchar had, that later went on to be Ash's Chimchar, then Monferno, then Infernape, which is good. And the battle of Lake Verity, I can't remember much of that battle, but I know Ash lost, because Ash didn't beat Paul at all until the final episode that Paul was in, which was Ash versus Paul in the Sinnoh League. But with that being said, that is actually the end of this ranking. I will say that the top 8 rivals are ones I actually like a lot. Maybe top 7 actually. Top 7 rivals I like a lot. The others are either okay or awful. Anything to say? Anything else to say? No. So with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down corner below. Join me in the next video where I'll be ranking the video game rivals. And I'll see you next time.